Hi, I'm Chef Ange. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my kitchen. On today's episode, I want to show you this amazingly delicious chorizo and black beans made in the Instant Pot. Black beans cooked from scratch, chorizo, tons of vegetables, all served on a bed of white rice with a tomato salsa on top. You couldn't ask anything more out of a dish. But before we get into this recipe, check the description box below for the full ingredient list and directions. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you can find out when I drop new recipe and tip videos. Let's get cooking. So this dish is going to start off with prepping the usual suspects, some onions, some carrots, and some celery. And we're going to use our rocker chopper motion on our knife to cut these all pretty small because we want it to all be pretty tender. Along with that, we're going to throw in some green bell pepper that we're going to chop pretty fine, along with some garlic. I put garlic in everything. Somebody in the comment section said I suck at cooking because I put garlic in everything, so I guess I suck at cooking. And we'll also chop up some cilantro. One tip that I can give everyone is make sure that as you're doing your prep work, you separate stuff out into containers. It just makes the assembly into the pot so much easier. So we're going to use some chorizo and we're going to brown it in our Instant Pot. Well, this isn't really an Instant Pot, it's a crock pot and it's a time pressure cooker, so it's basically the same thing. Instant Pot fanatics are freaking out right now. So using the browning and searing function, I'm going to brown these sausages on all sides and then I'm going to pull them out, let them cool. Once they're cool, I'll slice them. And I'll take all those vegetables that I prepped before and we'll throw them in there minus the garlic. We'll give those a little bit of a stir and let those soften up. And I just kept it on the brown or sear function because that's the heat that we're going to want to soften those up. We're going to season with a little bit of salt and some fresh ground black pepper. And once those vegetables have sauteed for a little bit and softened up, we'll throw in the garlic along with some cumin, some dried oregano, a light splash of some white wine vinegar, and a heavier splash of some white wine. And this is just the cheap stuff, never use cooking wine. We'll also put in a little bit of chicken bouillon paste for a flavor enhancer, and then we'll throw in our dried beans, and these have already been rinsed. So we'll dump those in there, and now we'll add some liquid. We'll put in a little low-sodium chicken stock. A lot of the things that we had already had salt in them, and we're also adding salt, so we don't want to overly salt, so we'll use the low-sodium stuff. And now we'll throw in that chorizo that I sliced and any juice that collected, along with a little bit of salt and some fresh ground black pepper. And notice how we're seasoning along the way. Never season all at once. And before we lock this up, we're going to throw in 2 bay leaves and give this a final mix just so all of those ingredients are well incorporated together. So now we're going to throw the lid on. We're going to make sure the pressure valve is closed, and we're going to go on high pressure for about 1 hour. That's going to give us plenty of time to make our fresh tomato salsa and make some rice. So the rice I already have going on the stove. And so I'm going to chop up a tomato pretty finely, the greens of a couple scallions, and some red onion. And I'm chopping this all pretty finely and all about the same size. We're going to throw all of that in a bowl together along with the juice from 1 lime. And we'll season with a little bit of salt and some of that fresh chopped cilantro that we chopped up before. Give this a little bit of a mix, and look how nice this looks. And this is just a nice little fresh topper for the beans and the rice. So after that's been cooking for about an hour, the pressure's come down and I've released it. I'm going to open that up, and our beans are going to be done, and they're going to be super tender, and they're going to have nice deep flavor in the soup. Well, it's not really a soup. It's more like a soupy stew. We're going to add a little bit of that fresh cilantro. We're going to give this a nice bed of some white rice. Open up a little well in the middle for the beans and for the sauce. And we'll ladle that right in there. And look how delicious and homey this looks. Now we're going to finish this off with some sliced avocado and some of that fresh tomato salsa. We're going to serve this with a lime wedge that we're going to squeeze on right before we eat. And now this plate of beans and chorizo looks absolutely amazing. Rice, beans, sausage, fresh stuff. This is so good, I can't wait to try it. It's a whole meal right here. So, a little bit of lime juice on the top, a little pop of some freshness, and here we go. So get a little bit of that avocado, gotta get some of that rice, the chorizo, black beans. Look at that bite.
This is so good. Oh my God. This tastes like somebody's grandma came over and made this and then just left with her little house apron. Oh man. This is so good. One more bite with the sausage. Wow. Well, I'm Chef Ange. This is my Cuban-style black beans. Let me know in the comment section how yours comes out. If you haven't already, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.